I want to tell you a story about AnnaLee the Lion. A story about waiting, wondering, and remembering your roar. Once upon a time in the golden grasslands just beyond the bend of a dry riverbed lived a young lion named AnnaLee. AnnaLee loved to run, not just a little, not just chasing bugs or dashing to dinner. She ran for the joy of it, for the thunder in her paws, for the wind through her whiskers, for the feeling of her heart racing ahead of her like it couldn't wait to see what was next. While other young lions lounged in the shade and practiced their intimidating growls or wrestled, AnnaLee was sprinting across open fields, chasing shadows and racing in the setting sun. Then one day, the elders posted a dusty old sign on a cucumaca tree. Sign said, "Tryouts for the Great Savannah Sprint Team this Friday. All cats welcome. Only the fastest will make it." AnnaLee's heart roared. This is my thing. This is what I was born to do. So she trained. She pounced up hills. She practiced turns with the grace of a gazelle. She even gave up her midday nap, a pretty big deal in lion culture. Tryout day came. 2 judges sat in folding chairs near the termite mound. Judge Ubo, a big, fat, stiff-feathered owl who looked like he hadn't moved since last winter, and Coach Gristle, an aging leopard who mostly napped through the warm-up and had some leftover meat stuck to his whiskers. The tryouts began. The cheetahs ran first, so fast the grass leaned out of their way. A caracol zipped past with precision. Didn't even disturb the dust. Just pew! AnnaLee ran last. She ran with power, with rhythm, with heart. Her mane, if she had one, would have flown behind her like fire in the wind. Judge Ubo looked at his stopwatch. Strong but not the fastest. Coach Gristle shrugged. Big stride, decent effort, but not quite team material. And I'm not sure why Coach Gristle is a Russian and Judge Ubo is Nigerian. I don't know why, but let's just go with that. And just like that, when the team list went up that afternoon, AnnaLee's name was not on it. That night she sat alone under the stars, pawing little swirls in the dirt. Her legs were buzzing, still ready to run, but there was nowhere to run to. And you know what stung most wasn't the no or the rejection, it was the waiting. Tryouts wouldn't happen again for months. The team would train all through the cool season and she'd miss it all. No morning runs, no races, no team, just time. Too much of it. So the next morning, as she sat sulking behind a termite hill, someone stepped softly beside her. Kevin the giraffe, wearing track shoes and no explanation. Old Kev leans his long neck down and says, "I heard." AnnaLee nodded without looking up. You know how it is when you get that little tear welling up and you don't want it to drop. When she composes herself, she says, "Guess I'm not fast enough. Maybe I'm not even meant for the team." Kevin scratched his long neck. I mean, cheetahs are basically made of lightning and noodles. doesn't mean you're not amazing. AnnaLee sighed. It's just so frustrating. I was ready. Now I have to sit out for months doing nothing. Kevin blinked. Who said anything about doing nothing? She frowned. What else is there to do if I'm not on the team? Kevin shrugged. You could run. You love running, so run. Just not for them. Run because you want to. Run because you can. Made sense, so she did. AnnaLee ran each morning, not for time, not for trophies, but for herself. She explored hills she'd never noticed. She played chase with her shadow. She ran under stars when the grass was cool and silver. She ran beside migrating birds. And once accidentally raced a poor confused warthog named Dennis. When I was a young warthog. And in between runs, she tried new things. Things she'd never really made time for before. She practiced bounding over fallen logs to build her spring. She did long stretches in the morning, just like the reed frogs did, even if it made her look like a weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. She did balance drills by walking along narrow termite tunnels. Her tail stretched out for counterweight and downforce. She even tried quiet breathing exercises under the acacia trees, listening to the wind and steadying her paws. And you know what? Without realizing it, she was getting stronger, quicker, lighter, not just on her paws, but in her spirit. She wasn't waiting anymore. She was living. One crisp evening, as the Savannah sprint team jogged by in formation, Coach Gristle spotted her from the trail. "Who's that?" he muttered. Judge Ubo adjusted his binoculars. "That's AnnaLee, the lion we passed over." "Humph," Coach Gristle said. "She looks different, like she's got something burning in her paws." That's the best I can do. But AnnaLee didn't see them. She wasn't running to prove anything. She was running because she wasn't done yet. So when the next tryouts rolled around, she wasn't nervous. She didn't need a team to tell her who she was because she was ready, just in case they could finally see it too. And whether they picked her or not, she'd still run tomorrow. Because lions don't wait. Lions roar.